This meeting is being recorded. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify the chair at this time.
Roll call, tonight's attendance.
Joe Cunningham here.
Missy Bateman here.
I'm morning on here.
And Haggerty here.
Minutes in here.
I think she emailed them out to everybody. Yeah. I think so.
Does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the August 4th meeting.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Since we have somebody, do you want to go out of order?
So we do the
About that?
300th first?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I have something on the 300 calls.
So I have a couple of things. Mike's here tonight too. Okay, so I got an email the other day. They're wondering if they can set up a merchandise table at the agricultural fair. Just a table.
That's not through me, so I don't know. They would have to reach out to the Agricultural Commission.
Okay,
Which I sit on, so I'm happy to.
could you do that for me? Thank you.
Which is this Sunday.
So that was the easy one. Then there's Mike's Lenatra's here today for Old Home Day to try to lock down some dates at Waddle Street. Mike, you wanna take it?
So thank you for having me on short notice. I apologize. Just got a little bit, couple of things going on. So I'm here on behalf of the Kingston 300th committee. Part of one of the different functions that we're gonna do throughout the year, next year, one of them is called the Old Home Day. And back in the old days, I put the book together, and this is the reason why I'm here today is I'd like to secure a date if it's possible. One of the things that they did in the olden days was they had like the old fashioned, like carnival type stuff. One-legged race, potato sack, dunk tanks, stuff like that. I'm on part of the committee along with a good handful of other people to put together this particular function, and the location that we would like to have it would be at Rizzo Field. The reason why we say Rizzo Field is because we can have it all in one particular area, different stations set up in different locations. And it's the perfect location to have it. I know as doing what I do, I know there's an issue with parking, an issue with police details. I am looking to push to have at least 2 police details. And then what would happen is they would have one at the top of the hill, funneling people in, another one making sure that the parking is built according to plan. And then at the end of the night, those 2 would be up at the top of the hill, and they would funnel everybody out, so there would be no issues and no concern with that. Along with the, the shift guys coming down. Looking to do a 3 to 4 hour period. We don't have a time set, but it's towards the evening time. Part of what we're looking to do is also at the end of the night, the last hour of the 3 or 4 hour period, we'll have a fireworks display. I already spoke with the fire chief, spoke with John Bartlett, spoke with a couple other people. We will also be having fire details for that particular function if you guys are okay with allowing us to have this particular thing. Kind of what I was looking to do is having it go into maybe into the sunset, maybe utilize the lights for like maybe a half hour or so, and then towards the end of the night, kind of shut the lights off, have this big fireworks display, and then have everybody exit, and that's the end of the evening. I'm just gonna try and address a couple of concerns that I'm sure are gonna come up. Porta potties, bathrooms. I'm looking to maybe have 2 or 3 porta potties on one end of the field. If we could allow to also have the bathrooms open for the concession stand, so you would have bathrooms on either end, so you wouldn't have people fighting and waiting and making a mess of either side of the porta potties or the bathroom usage. There comes the police detail, there comes the fire detail. And I have two dates that we would like to secure. It's in September of next year. The first one is the 19th, and the other one is the 26th. One would be the actual date, the other would be an alternative date, should it be some sort of horrible weather or something going on, or whatever it may be. I would be the liaison to work with KYSO to make sure that there are no functions going on that particular day. But I think it would be a fantastic thing for the town of Kingston to be part of, along with all the other stuff that we have going on, along with the parades, tours of the old houses and stuff like that. I think it's a great thing for this town. And I think that's pretty much the gist of what we have set up. We do have a bunch of rides. Oh, food. We're not cooking any food. Like to have maybe 2 or 3 authorized food trucks come down, beef stations move in there so that we have the availability for food for people that come down. If it is gonna be for the evening time, we're gonna have some people come down during dinner time, whatever it may be.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna have to stop you for 1 second. It seems like our thing is not correctly recording.
Hey, Sue.
You say Rizzo or the Reardon field, like the back field? I'm concerned about the Rizzo field. Do you, yeah, that's okay. You concerned about the Rizzo? Are you talking about doing it on Rizzo field or more? Can we do it like?
Because the back field, the soccer fields.
Yeah.
I'd like to set up for fireworks.
And so regarding the fireworks, do you think we need to reach out to conservation at all, since it abuts conservation property?
I don't see that they, because we're not utilizing them in that direction over there.
Yeah.
I have no problem reaching out to them and saying, hey, do you have any concerns with it? But I don't see that necessary need for that, which is the whole reason why we try to use it. Fortunately, we trying to utilize the entire complex to make it spaced out enough so that it's, 1, it's safe, 2, it's fun, and 3, it gets everybody together in one area, one place, but yet it keeps all the stuff that we don't want them there at a different location.
Right. And then the only other thing, from just knowing that when we do special events and things like that is liability, because we're self-insured in the town. As far as whatever we choose to do, that we either get approval or some kind of, thing from them, so like, like you mentioned the dunk tanks, like we can't do a lot of the stuff that we used to do, like dunk tanks, some of the blow up big things, so we had to scale back on something, so I know that there's some concern sometimes with insurance.
As far as it being a town function or a town.
Yeah,
function,
because
or-
we're self-insured, so basically, yeah, so there are certain things that we're not supposed to do.
I'm not sure if technically we're a town entity,
But you're on town property,
we are on town property.
so that would be the only thing.
The insurance policy that I would want to, I mean, if we could require an insurance policy, I could also do, I could do the same thing I did with the softball one of it, where I get an insurance policy that covers,
You might not, I mean, it's the 300th is
I don't
part of
think
the
we need
town
to
thing.
Sorry.
It's more that the insurance company approves whatever we choose to do. I don't think we need another insurance policy. So for example, like we used to do those huge blow up slides, we can't do those anymore. We can't do the dunk tank. So just some of those, just whatever we decide to do, I would probably need to. Somebody would probably want to modify that.
Could we think about, because I know you're pressed, your back's against the wall, you need this back next week.
kind of,
We make a motion to secure the date for him, so that could at least get down, and then, pending all the approvals?
Yeah, I mean, I think
I
that's
have no
something that you
problem.
guys could do.
Once I come, I mean, like I said, some of the stuff that I have, one-legged race, tips,
Yeah,
dunk tank, that might be too cold or it might be anything like that. A home run derby,
Yeah.
on a cornhole tournament, maybe pony rides, you know, depending on that, some various games, and then some of the stuff that they would give as prizes would be some of the Kingston swag, Kingston 300 swag. That would be, prizes, hats, shirts, sweatshirts, whatever it may be. And then if it turns out that I say, hey, you know what, we came up with, these are the things that we'd like to do, and we approach legal, do wherever it may be. They say, no, you can't do this one, you can't do this one. So be it, I mean, I'm not gonna argue with that, but I know I'll find something.
all of those things, I think it's fine. It's just when you bring in outside equipment, like you said, like the dunk tank or some, that's the things that we were told we couldn't do. When we have the safety, we don't have to go.
Right.
Those things we were told we couldn't do. Anything but. And I don't know anything about fireworks. But yeah, you could definitely do that, like you said, Joe, to
Make a motion to
secure,
secure the date.
secure the date with final details and just, hold the date and then to finalize everything moving forward with Mike and the 300 committee. So,
That would,
yeah,
Would
and so
somebody
that,
like to make a motion, or is there any other questions?
No, you said 16th and 24th.
19.
19th and
19th
26th.
and 26th.
26th.
My lord.
so we.
Rainy day would be the
Kind of
26th.
close.
So I make a motion to approve the 19th with a rain date of the 26th,
September of
2026.
2026.
That's what I was just making sure.
14th
Um,
home, what are you calling it?
The
home
old
day.
home day,
Old
that's
home.
down at Okeechobee pending, a check-in with legal and proper other town.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I don't know if I can bring this up now or separate meeting for that, but I just wanted to, thank everybody for the fantastic turnout for the battle of badges that we had. I couldn't have imagined it going any better than it actually did with the amount of teams that we had. We had roughly 27 softball teams ranging from Chelsea to Milton to Boston, and I had state teams that wanted to come down and
That's
actually play. So with that, two things. One, I don't know if it's too early to maybe secure the date for next year, if it's okay. And then two, I would like to put a bug in your ear because we would like to give back. I appreciate everything here, what so did Pat and everybody, and Joe. I appreciate the Cranberry League, the Brewers that came down and actually helped them volunteering. It made my life 200% easier, and I hope that it was left as good a condition. Actually, I think it should have been cleaner than what it was. So, and that's my goal every year. I don't care if I have to stay there until 12 o'clock midnight. My goal is to make sure that I leave something better than the way I walked into it. My thing is I'd like to do it on a regular basis on the first Saturday of August.
That
Which-
usually shouldn't be a problem.
Which I mean, I'll fill out the paperwork, I'll fill out the field request, I'll do the same thing that I normally do, but I'd like to kind of secure that now so I can put it out to these teams.
You guys
and
want to approve that, you can do that, and then you can just submit the request in with a rainy date too, like you did before, so
Okay.
we have that,
It's
because
perfect,
that's,
right in between it.
yeah, it's before the fall season starts.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I'd be the liaison with KYSO to.
The first week in August.
Saturday,
Yeah,
right?
it's August first.
Yeah.
Saturday goes.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys should make a motion, and then Mike, you can just talk to me and we can fill out,
Sure.
I knew you were right.
She-
Motion
She's
to-
doing the meeting
Um,
minutes, yes.
I make a motion to approve pending paperwork that needs to be filed, Saturday, August 1st. Thanks. With an alternate date of the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, and again, I would like you guys, to maybe come up with something, maybe, not tuition, but,
Scholarships.
scholarships for people that are unable to participate in some of the camps or whatever.
We
it
get a
may
lot
be.
of requests, so that would.
I would like to, and I already talked to the guys, we just have to approve it, but part of my thing is I need to get back with that along with some of the KYBSO. Let's say these two entities were the biggest part of making this happen. And like I said, I have people already, they wanted like 2 or 3 day, like tournament days, and they wanted to stay at the
A
hotel.
festival?
And it's like,
A
I'm like,
sleepover?
I have a hard enough time with 1 day. I'm like, and that's it. That's enough.
It's too big, it almost takes.
But it's so much fun because I do peak off hours. You do the police 1 hour and then the following hour is the fire. So the police heckle the fire.
Yeah.
And then fire plays and then the fire takes off and then they heckle the police and then who's short on people, you know, and borrow, beg and steal from everybody else. But, yeah, so I do appreciate that. And like I said, anything that you guys can think of, I really just, the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is, scholarships and then maybe equipment for, KYBSO, or something along those lines.
I always love the scholarship.
I'm a firm believer in the scholarship part, and if I do the scholarship route, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I do the scholarship, we do the scholarship route. I would like to just have the FOP make that donation and you guys decide, because I think you guys are gonna know the people that need it the most, rather than me looking at an application and not really knowing the family or the background or whatever it may be. You have a more intimate, relationship with them as opposed to, so, that's the only thing I ask. And the next meeting that we have, I'm gonna see if I can do a motion for that, and then we can work on X amount of dollars. I don't know what the average scholarship that you need, or per person you would need, but
Yeah,
that
and
you could work out.
That would be great. I mean, a lump sum, whatever you guys want to do, and
Yeah.
then we would just use it towards,
And then
we
just
get,
as you see
different
fit
ones.
for scholarships.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I just want to make sure that it does go to scholarships. So,
yeah, so we have a scholarship kind of financial aid donation fund to people, so we can go right into that, and then that money is earmarked and used for the requests that we get in the summertime or throughout the year, and they fill out a scholarship / financial aid
Okay.
form. It's pretty generic. We don't ask a tremendous amount of detail, but there are specific things that can indicate that they're very.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would love that. That would make me very happy. That would make this whole work, everything we did.
Yeah.
Much, much, nothing, you know.
Awesome.
And that's it. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Sorry for the, like I said, the short notice. Like I said, I just had too many things going on the last couple of weeks. So, I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks,
Well,
Mike.
thank you. Thanks for all you do for the community.
That's my.
Do a lot. Thank you.
Great.
Thanks. Do you have anything else on the 300th?
Oh, that's it.
So one other thing on the 300th, and then if you are all right with us switching to the athletic complex, because we've got John Crawford from KYSO on hold if he's available. Also for the 300th, Gianna Morrissey had reached out to me, and they're gonna be doing an ornament for
Yeah.
selling. And they want to put the Reed Community Building on that. So I did send her a few pictures that I have. I'm not sure what quality they are, and I also asked her to reach out to Nick, our archivist, to see if he had any better pictures. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that was all I had. For the 300th. John, if you're available and you want to join now.
Yeah, how's everybody doing? It's John Crawford from KYSO. Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Okay, I'm down here at the beautiful Old Pachinski Sports Complex. So if I go out, just let me know.
Great. So we're just doing our kind of KYSO updates, and then I'll do property updates. So if you have any updates for fall sports updates that you want to share with the rec commission.
Yeah, I do. I'm just pulling up my notes. As far as fall sports are in full swing. Complex is pretty much full every night. It's been smooth sailing so far, except for the things you're already aware about, some irrigation things and some of one of the sports locking some gates and things like that. Other than that, everything's been pretty smooth sailing. One of the things, we were down here Saturday night, and one of the things I was talking to football about was, with these night games, I wanted to ask what the possibility was, or get the ball rolling about possibly putting a light outside the snack shack. At night, it's pretty dark, and it would kind of kill the need for those guys, and I guess anybody else who's down here later into the night from having to turn on B4 for light, which is what we had to do on Saturday night. But I mean, we can talk about that offline, but I just kind of wanted to put that on the table, the possibility of that.
John, can I just interrupt you about that? So you saying you had to
Yep.
turn 4 lights on so that you could see the concession stand area as it got darker, because it was dark around the building? Is that? what-
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, so if we could get some kind of lighting out there, there should, I thought we did, we don't have anything.
I thought there was lights too, but I guess there wasn't when I was talking to the shack representative. And we kind of walked around, and I thought there were lights, but I guess there's not.
Nothing on the eaves, John?
You know, Pat, I looked, unless I'm missing them, and I can walk back over and look now in the daylight, but I didn't see anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be easy enough to even install some kind of solar lights up
Yeah.
there as well,
Yeah.
too, that they would just come on automatically when it started to get dark. So I can look into that for sure.
I appreciate it. We had our 2025 golf tournament, our annual golf tournament at the Halifax Country Club. Bear with me, trains going by. I'm taking part in Kingston's fall ball, so I'm down here with my son. So that went well. It was smooth. I think you know the numbers aren't all the way. You know, we don't have all the numbers just yet. We're still kind of paying out some bills and things like that. But I think we might have raised, grossed, and profited the most we've ever. I guess in my time and some of the other volunteers that helped out this year had similar feedback. So once I get those numbers, and I'll be able to officially say it was our best year yet. So already looking forward to next year. We're going to try to move the date to an earlier time in the summer, maybe late spring, early summer, to try to get out in front of all those other tournaments that kick off during those times. This year was challenging, trying to get donations and sponsorships and volunteers, because and even players, like we sold out foursomes wise, but it was tough. We made a good push at the end, but it was tough because everybody's already tapped out and everybody's already been in several tournaments. And then the high school soccer went and put one on about 3 weeks before we did at the Halifax Country Club, and many of the folks that were going to play in ours thought they did already. So we're going to try to get out in front of it next year by moving the date. And my last thing, pull my notes back up. My last thing, excuse me, I have one more thing from that tournament too. And I think you're on the email chain. It was 5 personal plates for Opachinski that were given off as raffles. I think Carla McGonigal is going to pick them up from Sonorama and drop them off to you. I'm not entirely sure of the process from here, but and yeah, at some point for installation.
Are those are the parking signs? So take down the other ones and put up the new ones?
Yeah, that was my part B of that. I know there's some still down here that have to be from years before. So yeah, remove remove those ones and put up the new ones. And there's a total of 5 of them.
Okay, so Pat will work with me in the facilities department to do that.
Reserve parking, family parking spots.
Yeah, so they do a raffle and you can raffle.
Hey, John, I've already been in touch with Carlin. When she picks them up on Wednesday, I'm gonna meet up with her and I'll drop them off with the facilities department with the names of who has to come down and who's going up.
Okay, yeah, solid. Appreciate that. We also this is not related really, but we also were able to secure a few for KIS and raffle those off too, and those went like hotcakes. So like I said, just closing out that tournament, it was a good year. With that said, the last thing I have is we still have a vice president volunteer spot on KYSO on the streets. I shared that around too. If it's okay, I'll email you tomorrow. And would you possibly share that out with your mass email list? I'd love to try to get somebody getting into the spring season. is kind of my goal. So if that's okay, I'll email that over to you tomorrow. If you could,
Yeah,
if you-
absolutely. I can get that out for you right away.
solid. All right, and that's all I got, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Thanks. And just a couple updates if you want to stay on, John, if you're able to, just from our end. Turf management, the turf contractor did a fertilization application. I think it was either last week or the week before. Oh, train's coming back. Last week or the week before. They have, I think, 1 or 2 more applications that they'll do regarding the irrigation and the well updates. Some good news on irrigation. Some of the clog problem and the pressure problem was found. Had part of it to do with the area by the well shed there was quite a bit of clog, so they repaired some of that. Some of that is going to cause problems, unfortunately, down the road to the rest of the system because we have more pressure coming in. It's going to clog some of the heads inadvertently. So Pat, thanks for sending that information along. The irrigation contractor was able to get over there and repair those too, and they'll replace those valve boxes or the valve areas as soon as the parts come in. So we might see a little more of that. So John, just a heads up, whoever's out there, if you guys can just keep me informed. But some of the heads might get clogged and they may get stuck like happened on B1. Just because the system's now pushing some of that junk through that has been stuck in the system. There is a concern that could be another big amount of, area that's still clogged. But we won't know where that until it just continues to go on. I have to talk to the irrigation contractor a little bit more about that. So we're just getting through those things because the wells and pumps are working so well. So that's gonna happen a little bit more. And then the mowing contractor is back to Thursdays, so they've been doing Thursdays and that seems to be going well. And that's really all I have.
When does he wrap up?
Mowing.
Yeah.
He usually goes right through November until the end, towards the end of the seasons. Yeah, for the colds. I don't know if he does it for the cold turkey or it's like, I think it's in November. He may slow down, so if you guys see the growth is slowing a little bit, let me know and we'll cancel a mowing if we don't need to do it. But sometimes it even grows faster because it's cooler, right? So it depends. So just let me know.
Hey, Sue. Sorry, one last thing. Silver Lake Youth Football requested, if at all possible, that the mowing contractor start on Rizzo when he comes down on those Thursday days. I guess they're trying to line their field for the weekend on Thursdays. I guess it's the only availability that their folks have. So I told them I'd pass that on if it's doable or not, but I just wanted to, you brought up mowing and it reminded me, so thanks.
Yeah, I can reach out to the contractor. I know that they were lining on Fridays. That's why we were doing Thursdays for them. But so they need to do Thursdays. Now instead, is that what you're saying,
Yeah.
John? Okay.
Their folks are only available to do it on Thursdays because he's a firefighter, so on and so forth, and everything revolves around football. If you didn't know, so
Yeah. So I will make sure that I'll reach out to him tomorrow and then I'll get back to you and let you know.
thank you.
The other thing is, just I don't know if you want to touch base on the sign advertising, with regarding,
It would be a so.
yeah,
Yeah, there's still some discussions and some confusion on what we need to do on our end.
Okay.
So we're working through that.
okay. And then the overall sign advertising, I know, Lisa's not doing it anymore, so just moving forward, whatever we need to figure out, John, over the fall and winter to have that continue on, if that's something that you guys want to do and how we can work together to continue to make that happen.
Yeah, Elisa stepped down, and that's something that I'll take over until we can get more volunteers in. Instead of seeing that program go away, I think we had a lot of good ideas in the spring on how to make it better and get buy-in from the sports group so they support it. So we can continue talking about that all winter. But I'll take over. I'll be the point man for the sign program. I don't know if maybe you have the spreadsheet or Elise does. I've reached out to her a few times, but she's traveling a ton. But I can reach out to you tomorrow about it.
Sure. Yeah, I have an update one. I usually give it to her and then she just double checks and make sure it's the same, but I can send you out, what I have for now. For this year.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yep. Anything else? You guys have any questions for sports? Nope. I think we're good, John, unless you have anything else.
I don't. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thanks,
Thank
John.
you.
John.
Why don't we stay in the same, we go right to Grays Beach,
Sure.
we'll work our way back up.
Sure. So just Grays Beach Park, the staff end of season updates, we had our staff gathering, got to bring the list down. And we did, we always ask, you know, what worked really well, what were some of the challenges, and this year they were much more formative than last year, which was great, because a lot of them, this was their second year, so it was nice to have their feedback and their conversation. They're a great group of people down there, they show up when they're supposed to show up, they do their job, and they really care about the property, you can tell, because they had a lot of feedback. One of the great ones was a pool. Was it a pool? Is that what he said? One of the stuff. I'm like, there's a beach right there. And he's like, I know, but we get really hot. So it was great because it was again,
just
just a
fun.
conversation. It was just a cute conversation. You know, just,
We were asking for
It's
ideas
fitting
and they
for
gave
a
us like
shore.
really good ones and we were like, okay, anything else? And I think that was just like, let's move on.
legit. But it was great.
It wasn't that.
No, it wasn't. But again,
I'm sure I'd be right on it.
yeah, they offered some great suggestions about equipment that they could use that would be more helpful for them to do some of the tasks that we asked them to do there in their shifts. They did have some problems with some of our rec programs down there and people coming in, so that's something that we have to manage a little bit better on our end for next year, come up with a different plan. They did talk about a day pass, which as you know, is kind of still challenging for that. But then one of the other ideas is that, well, the parking lot never seems to be 100% full unless it's a special event or things like that. So another idea was then should we increase the number of non-resident stickers for then, because that would also bring in a lot more money revenue, because if we increase the non-resident stickers, right now it's 200 and the parking lot's not full. If we increased it to even 400, that's another 200, that's another 24.
Would
That's a lot
that
of money.
impact on nights when you do have an event though?
Not really, because the event is open
Well,
to
the
the general
event's open
public
to everybody
anyway.
anyway.
Yeah, all of them
Started
are
with
open
some.
anyway, so, and again, we don't have to decide right now, but that was just one feedback, so the day pass is still, you know, coming up, but it's just a challenge of trying to figure it out from a monetary perspective, how to manage that, how do you get them registered, how do you get all the information, because you know, they're kids down there, they're great, but it's still trying to figure out and there's no Wi-Fi really that's consistent down there, so that's a challenge, even if we tried to have them do it online. So there's those components to it. So one of the other ideas was, you know, could we increase the non-residents? I think the problem is it's more the people that are visiting from out of town, out of state. You know, they come here and they see that property and then they want to come in, which to be honest with you, in past years, that's where we've had more challenges because they're not as vested in the property and they're not as respectful and as considerate of the property. So is that something we really want to get into? Or the non-residents are great because they really appreciate the fact that they can use the property and a lot of other places. So just something to think about, but that was really good as far as the overall park. They did a great job. We had another person helping out with the schedule this year, so that was helpful. Deb on our department was huge this year with a lot of the special events. She's been really kind of the point person down there and also connected to the staff a little bit more when it's super busy here. We can't make it down there. So overall, I don't know, Missy, if you have any other.
Yeah, no,
feedback.
I thought everything was great. It was great to have that down there.
Yeah.
Especially if it was up in the night. It's helpful. No, I think it was great. It was great not to have to do that schedule. So I was really happy with that. And anyone that worked down there this year we had no issues.
Yeah.
They were great. Yeah, I think we had one call in sick, tiresome.
Yeah. Good group of people.
They were great.
Yeah. We have had a couple of vandalism things down there, not recently, but around Labor Day weekend and shortly after, we had some vandalism in the restroom. We had to close the restroom down for a little bit. Had some graffiti on some of the picnic tables out front of the restroom building, and then the kayak rack sign was torn off or something. It's been replaced and put back up. But so we've had a couple of things, and again, without the security cameras down there, it's just becomes a challenge. We did reach out to the police department and ask them to do some additional property checks. And even, you know, if they have the opportunity to get out, don't always keep it, but if they can, just because some people said sometimes people are putting a rock in the restroom, so then they can stay open. So just some challenges like that, but overall, that's the only thing we've had more recently. The restroom closing, just in case people are asking, projected time frame is usually the middle to the end of October. It really just depends on the weather. Once it starts getting cold, we have to shut it down. The facilities department is gonna be working with me on coordinating, painting the inside of the bathroom and then staining some of the wood pieces, on the backside, that whole component back there. So they'll be doing that sometime this month, or beginning of October. And, the access mat will be removed probably within the next couple of weeks. We usually still try to keep it down a little bit while the weather's warmer, but it's getting a little chillier, so we'll probably work on that. And then, the other issue that we have, and it's something we need to work on, hopefully this fall and winter if we can, is that Phragmites grass is really growing into the beach. So it's really starting to kind of come in and get a little bit more, so it just becomes really challenging because it's a whole conservation issue. So we have to manage that and come up with funds. We can't just go in, can dig it out, but it becomes really challenging to dig it out. You can't really use any chemicals down. So, but that's the biggest complaint I think people have about overall property. But the music nights were great. We had a couple of cancellations. Farmers markets have been great, so. We have one more left. The last one is October 2nd, I believe. The last one of the year is October 3rd. Right, we asked about October 5th. October 5th is the last farmer's market. So that's it. Grace Beach, any questions on that?
No, well, I do have one question. If facilities has time, which is, standard crazy thing, the doors on the shed where we keep the car are broken, so they can't.
There.
Yeah, they're like the little clips that you push in and down to secure the door aren't working, so the door can kind of be open. Pry
Okay.
open. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal when we're down there, but the winter when people aren't down there.
Yeah.
And then when they're staining that back area with the pillars and everything, you think they have some extra stain, maybe they wanna do little picnic overhang things, what are those called?
Pavilion?
Little houses, the little picnic
Pavilion.
pavilions, whatever they're called. I don't think they've been stained in a while, they're in really good shape still, but.
Yeah, I can check, because also I know Rob's been working with doing some community service.
Say, yeah, we did phenomenal down at the
Yeah,
complex.
that's one person, she did that, one woman was
Awesome.
by herself, yeah. she's been doing everything. So,
If they can get home.
okay, yeah, I'll mention that to him.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Do you want to send out an email to the kayak removal too? Before a certain date, I forget what.
Yeah, I will, it's usually the middle of October, we kind
Okay.
of do it by, but, and we never did get nobody, because that rack sign went in after most of the kayaks were there.
Yeah.
But I didn't unfortunately get anybody's contact information, this year, so we'll have to figure that out for next year. But I can try to send that out. I probably won't do it until the beginning of October.
That's fine.
I think it's usually like mid-October, because sometimes we get warmer days.
Yeah.
Dina has the people bring out the boats like that Columbus Day weekend, is that typically?
Yeah, actually, that's probably, yeah. I'll put that out.
Maybe sensible.
Yeah.
It's probably.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay. And then for here, this year was the first full year we did, we were able to utilize the cooling systems. They worked great, in here for the building, the hot days that we really had. They're not air conditioned, so the place never gets freezing cold, but it gets safe. So we're able to have everybody in here, so that was good. And then the bleachers that were broken due to the trees that, fell down during the storm last year, the year before, those have been purchased and we have them in-house. So facilities is gonna start working on that. And I've asked them to also trim back some of the trees on the side there, kind of along that bleacher area. So that will happen this fall as well. I think that's kind of it for this property. Just general updates, town administrator updates. I think everybody's aware, and if you're not, Keith Hickey, our town administrator, has resigned. He's going to Fairhaven, and they just appointed, I believe, an interim town administrator. That will be starting soon, and then he and Keith will be working together for that transition, which I think is, and you probably know more than I do, Missy, that expected like a couple of weeks before that.
By the end of September.
Okay.
is when he'll be gone, and then the interim will be in place, and then I don't know if you want to speak on the process, what the Board of Selectmen has plans for that.
Yeah, so the interim is actually the one that's currently at Fairhaven. So it's a little bit of a swap, so they'll help each other out in their different locations. We have a committee that we formed to hire for the next day, so we're already in the process of that. Yeah, so for their thoughts on things and what they're looking for.
They did have, yeah, so Eric Cohn did come to a department head meeting and did ask for feedback from the, department heads, which was nice. Try to ask for, what we thought worked well and what things we thought they might need in a new town administrator, and what was most important for as far as management goes, which is, that's never happened before, so that was appreciated. That was the first.
I don't know, because I've never been on one, but
They're not using a,
we're not using, right, we're not hiring a outside agency to do it. It's like applies. A lot easier to cost effective. I think everyone's thoughts on it is to not rush the process, but get someone there. Yeah. We don't want the interim to happen too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the interim, it's a former town administrator, town manager somewhere. He's retired, and
He's
so this
retired,
is, he
but-
kind of just goes to different communities to help
Yeah.
support them and you know, shorter periods of time. So
Yeah.
he's got a lot of experience, which would be nice, especially this time of year.
Besides Fairhaven.
Yeah, I forgot when.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it should be good.
So that's the scoop on that. And then the budget planning fiscal year 27, we talked about that a little bit at the last meeting. For capital projects, we did do our 5-year capital plan, which I think I sent out to everybody. And if I didn't, let me know. And then, you did?
I think we did.
And then, and so our updates, I did reach out to, Community Preservation Committee in regarding the dates, and so their dates that they've given out, the project assessment is due October 18th, then they will review it on November 6th, then the application is due December 18th, and then they'll review applications on the 8th of January, and then, they'll have a vote for applications on February 5th, so I'll have to have our assessment in for the basketball court and tennis court down at Grays Beach. I've already met with the engineer who's worked with us on other projects, who helped us out with that one. He's gonna put a general interim proposal together. It's not needed for the assessment, but I'll give it the information if I have it in time. But we'll have it definitely for the application process moving forward. He's gonna let me know whether he thinks it needs to be a full rehab like we did over here, but it may not be, so it might be a little bit less than we anticipated, so. But I'll know more about that.
But all the ones that came out really good.
Yeah.
It's fun news.
Yeah, a lot of people have made comments on that, so which is nice, yeah, so. Yeah, so it would be nice to get that other one done for sure. And then the AED donation, so we received a donation from the district attorney's office, through the police department, which was great. So our police department coordinated an AED that we will be installing down at Grays Beach Park. And we also had purchased another one in the interim with all that was happening, so we'll have an extra one here, which is great. We might install it down here in the lower hall, because we only have one upstairs. And then have it as an, or have an extra either way. We also received a cabinet of the Narcan, that's another process that goes part of hand in hand, and there'll be some training with all of that, so we're just gonna try to determine where to put that in this building, or how we want to manage that, support that, so once we do the training, we'll kind of think about that. So Chief and I had to take our pictures of the DA's
saw that.
office.
What happens when you get grants?
Yes, yeah. So that was kind of funny. But, so that was great and very, very much appreciated. So that's kind of all I have on my general updates. Any questions on any of that stuff?
Who checks the agencies we have?
We, usually it's the fire department, and I want to say, I don't know if it's before they go out or at the end of the year. I'll double check. But usually they have been servicing them for us, so I have to double check now. If it's new, all the other ones we've purchased too, so I would imagine they would for the new ones. What was that?
I think they were just done.
It's done.
Yeah,
I think it's once a year.
I feel like it's done once a year before they go back out in the season.
They put all the
Functional test,
stickers and
like a,
stuff.
yeah, functional test, battery test.
Yeah, the pads and all of that stuff, so, but, yeah. Yeah, and then we're still trying to determine where to put it down at Grace Beach. We were gonna put it closest to the shed, where a lot of people play tennis there. But we're just trying to figure that out with, how to mount it, where to put it, so it's,
Visible, but not
there'll
too
be
visible.
air tags on it, so,
Can we put a sign on the front of the shed and then like put it on the back? Like AED?
We-
Here,
I think they were planning,
Not
trying to
there.
put it on the side
yeah,
of the shed, like right near where the tenant, where the
yeah,
decking is.
yeah.
But anyway, still trying. If you go down there and you have a better spot, or you think this shouldn't even go in that location, then let us know. It's not really, no lights over there, but
I feel like a lot, most of the vandalism is happening. And the lights are, and the lights are on, the balconies like that.
kind of brings people over there. Yeah. So that was great. Very appreciative for that donation. Just fall program updates. There are a ton of programs going on. We're starting our book and treat planning. That's tentatively set for October 24th. So I've got to meet with Donald Cologne about that. I know he's short-staffed. He has a few positions that are open, so we might just have it be together but separate so that he can kind of manage and oversee down here. That's easier for him because he already knows what he does down here. And then we might just manage the upstairs part of it. And so it'll just be, a program that we'll still do together, but separate because of just the short time frame of everything like that. So we're working on those details. As far as some of the programs we have, there's a lot. We have art club, babysitter safety training, play club, creative STEM workshop, Tracy's dances, drawing club, Home Alone. We did an interpretive walks at Blackwater Memorial Forest with conservation agent. He got a lot of people that went. I haven't talked to him since
awesome.
then. Did you
I
go?
went Thursday, yeah, it was
Oh,
great.
good. Yeah, I
Did a
know. I
great
wish
job.
I could have gone, but I wasn't able to.
There were a
go.
lot of people.
Yeah, that's
way
great.
more than I expected.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually just seeing what all they did down there. There's a kids taekwondo that starts this week. Kingston Police Department is presenting Citizens Police Academy, youth track program, art fun, embroidery and needlepoint, knit a hat with a loom, let's get sewing, math club. Gosh, what else? Everything. Minecraft, technology, KLAX, we're coordinating, partnership with, lacrosse ball skills clinic. They had over 50 kids signed up, which was awesome, very unexpected. They didn't expect that, so that was good. Line dancing, she's doing 2 programs again. We started a preschool program called Me and My Mini that started yesterday. It's a music and movement program. Men's basketball, a regular pickleball, soccer stars, star creations, tumbling, a volleyball, and then our yoga program and Pilates program are starting up too. So they mostly started some of them started last week and some of them are starting this week. So there's a lot going on, which is exciting to have everybody back in. Plus all the scout troops are coming back to have meetings in the different buildings here and at the font school. So a lot of moving parts going on. So that's great.
Talking about conservation, I popped into my head, I did meet Matt Pinella down at the complex, and we did rehang the bat boxes.
Oh, great.
On the bat boxes around.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Mosquitoes down.
Yeah, because who did KY still donate them or how did we get them?
I think it was an Eagle Scout project at
Oh,
some point. Yeah,
Might have been, yeah.
They built them and then I think a couple of them fell off and then they just made the determination, oh no, when they had to go up and change the lights,
That's
Oh.
right.
that's what it was.
That's what
They
it
had to
was.
take it down and they never put them back up.
Got it.
So,
Yeah. Great.
So next meeting, October 6th.
October 6th, Monday. Well, can everybody do
This
October
works.
6th? Can everybody do?
That's why I had to get to it fast,
Yeah.
because I knew Pat was on. the
Brandy will not be here. She'll be on vacation, so I might need another minute.
October 6th.
Brandy will be on vacation.
Oh, that,
Yeah, yeah. This one was unexpected. This one kind of came up last minute after we changed the date. She'll be on vacation.
You're good.
You guys are good?
I'm sure it's fine.
Pat, you wanna make a
Fine.
motion?
I would love to make a motion, Joe. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Oh.
All in favor?
Aye.
I.
Aye.
Aye.